Some of you may have noticed I didn't put a video out last week, and it's just because I've been extremely busy on this boat down there, which is a 1952 American patrol boat. This boat was patrolling the Rhine just after the war, basically in the Cold War, and it's something that I do work on this as a crew. I'm helmsman and mechanic, so I've been on this boat most days now for the last couple of weeks, getting it ready. We've got a trip today. What we do is we go down this river Stour, which is about 50 minutes, and turn around down in the bay and see the seals. We'll take people down that donate to the boat. We are a charity. We're just trying to keep this boat alive. It was in the movie P22 at the movies, as you can see down there, in the film Dunkirk that was recently made. We're taking it over to Dunkirk, and they used it in the film. It's got two 50 cal brownies on the forward, one on the aft. We have got originals. These are mock-ups, but we put the originals on occasionally, deactivated obviously. So there's a picture of it when it was in the film. I'm not going to spend too long showing you around, but I just thought it'd be interesting to some people. It's the upper helmsman position, and these are the engine vents. Crew quarters, 2 bunks and 4 bunks forward. So we've got it all a bit traditional, as it were, and through that forward hatch there is the anchor locker. And here we have the engine room. So these are what I'm very proud of and enjoy starting up and getting all ready. So there's lots of checks we have to do. Oil levels in the pumps and main engine oil levels, filters, gearbox oils. There's a lot to do to start this thing up. There's quite a few procedures, but I won't go into that, but I will quickly show you how that they start up and what they sound like. And then back here, this will be the captain's quarters. We'd have had a bunk here originally. Through here, the skipper would have had a little bit of a deck. We'll check out what's going on. So whilst Woody is molting away, living like a king, I'm often over here getting these engines running and then helming this boat down to the bay. So if you can see on here, a lot of this is in German, because this boat was built by the Germans for the Americans. So these are German engines, German engineering, but the boat was ran by the Americans, and then later on it was given back to the Germans to carry on the task of patrolling the Rhine. But this was sort of Cold War times. This boat was in use. Sure you recognise this guy. Rocker lubrication, so we have to do it manually. It's the sea cocks to let the water in for cooling. Main engine prime. The other two guys haven't done it yet. Check it out here. I got a prime port engine now, main engine oil. This primes it up. Gets the oil up the top of the engine.
No pressure, Pete.
No pressure. It's going to go.
It's going to go.
Right at the end of the season now. I'm about to stop flying him, and that will be end of season 2022-2023. Bit of a shame it started to rain, Woody. So we'll be going into molt. He'll be getting some quality foods. He won't have to do any hunting because he's just going to be fed like a king. Get your dirty paws off the glass. There's a channel I always watch called the Practical Animal Channel, and this channel is about anything to do with the animal industry. So there's all sorts on there. There's been some good interviews on there, and a few well-known falconers. So that's the Practical Animal Channel. A good channel to watch through the molt, especially as I know that most people are watching a lot of stuff on YouTube during the molt because we're not out. So I will put a link in the description below. Just looking up there, I'm not sure if that's a pigeon. Yes. Look at that lot, that's like a plague. Was it? Something in there? Back down now south in the rapeseed oil fields, and Woody is now looking for hares. Just in that small few days away where we've seen so many hares get up, he's changed and he's looking all around these fields now for hare. Amazing the way they learn so quick. But unfortunately down this way we've not got hares like there was up there, and literally there was just sort of everywhere in the fields. Quite amazing really. We have got some down this way but not up here where we are today. We're just going down to them woods like we normally do, come up here today because the farmers told me that there's a lot of pigeon along here, and although we're not flying actually on pigeon and he won't catch them unless they're in a tree, we're just a deterrent, clearing a few off the field whilst I'm here, but they soon come back. But I'll do this as a favour as well to the farmer for letting us use his land. We've got so much land. That dog has a great recall, not my Patterdale, he's just doing Patterdale stuff. But he's spot on now, that dog. Come on in. Stay. 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 So if you've not seen the videos from Northamptonshire, the hare hunting, check those out if you're interested in that sort of thing. There's 3 eagles and 3 Harris hawks, mine being one of them. Where's Woody, Bo? Where'd he go? Just going to carry on where we left off, trying to get Bo used to this shotgun scene as the hawking season comes to an end. We still keep him working. Bang. Good boy, come on. Go find him. Go find him. Go find him. Bang. Go find him. Go find him. Come on. See, what you should start to do is realise that they're flashing and is slow down, because he's starting to just flush them and not get on a scent. So slowly but surely you should work out that slow is the best way to hold that pheasant, in theory. Go find him. Where are they? Come on. Go find them. cars over that way. It's a breeze blowing this way now, so we're going to walk across this field, see if we can get him pointing on a pheasant. As I say, we're not shooting pheasant at all. I'm just trying to get this dog working. He's already changed in his attitude. His weight's nearly at the fat weight of last year. So I'm just going to literally cut his bell off. Woody, you're going to be silenced. Now Woody, you've been silenced for the molt. He's now about his fat weight from last year, and he's gone a little bit like he goes, not quite so keen to hop on, but his bell's off now and you can have a nice chill out for your molt, mate. So I need to keep myself entertained during the molt, so I'll be walking the dogs out, keeping them trained, or training this one up further. The other thing is, I'm going to make an ecosystem in this jar, and then each week, using a macro on the camera, have a look what life is forming or not forming in this jar. What I'm going to do is use pond water, so there will be no air going in or air coming out, no water changes, and I just want to see the development in there and what sort of life forms we're going to get over the next 6 months while we're in molt. Give it a little stir up. So that's the water we're going to use. Bit of algae. And that's it. So each week or every 2 weeks when I put a film out now, I'm going to spend a minute with a macro lens looking in there and see what sort of life has passed. We'll see which sort of life sustains life in this jar. We've got a little bit of air, a little bit of blanket weed, which in the sunlight should give off some oxygen, and we'll have a look to see which sort of life flourishes. I've done this before, it's quite interesting, and it's just something that I like to do. I like to see what sort of organisms are in there, and all this will settle out over time, become crystal clear, and we'll see what's living in that jar. So that'll be living just there for the molt, and then every week or 2 weeks I'll use a macro lens and we'll have a look and see what life's going on in there and how it progresses. Some life disappears and then some life will flourish, and we'll get some tiny little creatures in there, I'm sure.